Hey y'all, this is Mariah from the Petite Planner, and I feel like I'm ahead of the game this month with my August plan with me. I'm going to show you this month how I used a stamp set to do my whole theme. I will link all of these supplies below, but I'm using my eraser, my favorite ruler, I used a pencil, and I'm using my Magic Fly markers, and then this stamp set, which I will link in the description. I'm not going to doodle this month. I'm going to only use these stamps to show you what you can do with a stamp set and how you can make it work for your whole theme. And don't forget the markers. We need color this month, y'all. I've talked about these Magic Fly markers before. You get 100 and they're pretty cheap, but you kind of have to make your own guide. I numbered them myself and then did a color swatch because some of them don't look exactly like the caps, but they have some great colors. I'm sticking with some very simple spreads this month as there's still not a lot going on, but I'm starting with this quote page, and happiness comes in waves. It's kind of how life feels right now. Anyone else feeling that way? Because I definitely feel that way. But it's super cute for this kind of fish tank theme that I'm going for, even though I don't know how many waves are actually in a fish tank, but it works, right? Water, waves, fish, I don't know. The Magic Fly markers are double-ended, so you can use the brush end and you can use the fine point. I love that because I don't have to use any of my other black pens. I can use the black marker from Magic Fly to keep the supplies super simple. And these two fonts or lettering styles are just versions kind of my own handwriting. I went with kind of a little curly Q lowercase and then a skinny uppercase here. Nothing special. And then for waves, I am just doing a pretty basic kind of block lettering. I did decide to offset the letters a tiny bit to give it some movement. You could definitely doodle some waves on this page. I'm trying not to doodle this month at all to show you how, if you can't doodle or you think you can't doodle, what you could do with a stamp set. So I'm not going to doodle any waves, but this would be a perfect page for them. I am going to stick to a basic color scheme. You can see my markers. I have kind of 2 shades of aqua and 2 shades of blue. And I'm going to use that to color in the word waves. And you know what I'm going to say next? Don't be afraid to use a pencil and pre-sketch and measure, draw lines to help you. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, new or been doing it forever. It's okay to use a pencil, y'all. Makes me feel more confident. Okay, so I'm going to use the aqua colors for waves. I've got a darker shade and then a lighter shade, just so that to give them a little bit of contrast here, and I'll just alternate them. You can do any colors you want, really. You're going to see when my plan is once I get, there's the double. I just wanted to show you the comparison of the 2 ends real quick. Because I'm like, squirrel, I forgot to show them. But you're going to see when I get to the stampers that I'm going to add a bunch more color in this month. So I'm not doodling a wave, but I wanted to add a little something else to this page, so I'm just drawing a quick border. A wave border would be cute too, but I'm keeping it simple and focusing on the stamps. But happiness comes in waves. I like it. Okay, for the August monthly cover, I'm going to do another block letter. I'm going to do all lowercase. There's nothing real fancy here. This is just the block letters I've made for, I don't know, ever, as long as I can remember. I did them as a kid. I probably have gotten better, hopefully. But just outline them in black, and then I'm going to color in the letters like I did with waves, but I'm going to use my shades of blue, I think. I have a darker and a lighter. So, again, just to give a little bit of contrast and to be a little bit different from the page next to it. But the real interest on this page is we're going to break out the stamps in just a minute once I finished August. So for this page, I used my ruler to draw some guidelines, and I'm going to stamp only in between these lines to give it a cool look. So this is the stamp set I'm using, and I will link you in the description below. I forget what it's called, but I love using acrylic stamps. I used to hate stamping, but this is awesome. This is not the stamps from when I was a kid or when I started my teaching career. Man, I was using the like wooden block. So I just stick the stamp I want on, put it on my stamp pad. Make sure you get plenty of ink on there. Not sure I have everything covered there. That looks better. And then roll with it where you want your fish to show up. And you can stick these all over. Okay, I didn't have enough ink for 2, so I'm just gonna break out a pen and fix it up. You'll never be able to notice. So don't be afraid if you mess it up a little bit on your stampers. You're good to go. So I'm just gonna continue filling that little strip that I sketched with pencil in with the different fish shapes and different pieces from that stamp set. Yikes. Make sure you watch for ink on your block and wipe it off. Otherwise, it'll end up in your journal. How do I know? Experience. A lot of experience. So once I did all of the fish, which I didn't make you watch, this stamp set has like bubbles and other little shapes, like a seaweed shape, that are really cute for filling in extra space. And I like things like polka dots, so bubbles kind of remind me of it. And then look at this little heart one. I guess it's like a heart bubble. But isn't that cute? And once you finish your stamping, you can go ahead and erase those guidelines. And it's gonna have kept all the stamps in a nice little row, which I think looks cool. And then we will add color. Who's ready for color? I like color. So here's all the colors I have to choose from with these Magic Fly markers. And I'm really not sticking to a color scheme. I just sort of did the colors I liked for each fish and tried to get a nice variety of colors. But you can do whatever you want. That's the awesome part. And you didn't have to doodle all of these, so that's a perk too, right? But again, these Magic Fly have 100 colors, so you're bound to be able to find something you like. I really recommend them. They're some of my favorites. So for this month's calendar, my monthly spread, I am gonna use the squares in my favorite ruler ever. Link below in the description. If you don't have these yet, y'all, you need them. Remember, it's a 3 ruler set, has squares, circles, triangles. You can draw these box if you want to do boxes like this. You can just use the straight edge, but I like the square. It fits perfectly. And then for August, again, I'm not doing any fancy lettering really this month, keeping it simple. This is just capital letters, and then I put little circles on the end to look like bubbles. At least they look like bubbles in my mind. I'll color them in. Maybe they'll look more like bubbles. Then number all the days, you know, these little details. And then I'm gonna use my stamps. I'm actually gonna fill in with these big fish tanks along the bottom here for any notes that I need to take, like to-dos or anything for the month. I thought that would be cute versus just leaving or making a big rectangle. So I follow the same process here. Stick your stamp onto your block, get your ink pad, make sure the stamp has a lot of ink on it, but not the block. Make sure your block doesn't have any ink on it. And then we will stamp. But I thought this would definitely be cuter than just like another box. I do boxes a lot for notes, but how cute is this? Let's see. Oh, it is cute. So I'm gonna do another one of those, and then in the middle I'm gonna do, there's a big fish tank if you noticed. There, a big rectangle fish tank. Let's see how this looks. This just barely fits. Okay, I didn't do great there, but I'll fix it with a pin. So now I'm just gonna fill in all this extra space with different stamps from the stamp kit. There are super cute ones in here. There's all those fish, but then there's also like this fish food and the sand castle. I guess you could like design your own fish tank, but I think this is super cute. So it's the same vibe here, filling in with the bubbles, if you have any little spaces, and then we'll add color. Okay, let's see if these look more like bubbles when I fill them in with color. Maybe. I don't know, y'all. You can do whatever you want here, and sometimes what you might do, you might love, and you might not. This is okay. I don't hate it or anything. And if I color these bubbles similar colors, I think it works. So August actually gets a little bit busier for us. School will start again eventually. They push the start date back a little, but some other activities are starting as well in theory. So August should be a little bit busier for us, but I don't think I need weeklies. If you've been following me since I took over the Petite Planner, you know I have a love-hate relationship with the weekly spreads. I like to design them, but I don't use them very often. So I am just sticking with a monthly calendar again this month, and we'll see. If I need more, then I can add it, obviously, or I'll know for next month. Look how cute, y'all. Super easy, no doodling. You can use the stamps in color, and you can make this too. Okay, so habit tracker and mood tracker, I'm gonna go with a similar theme. I'm gonna try using this brush end. I really want these to be just kind of clean line letters here, capitals. And if we're careful, we do an okay job here to get kind of a bold look. And then I'm gonna use the fine end just to do tracker in some lowercase letters, nothing special. And I'm gonna add, I wanted some color here because my habit tracker won't have a lot of color until I start filling it in. So you could do waves here if you want to doodle, but I'm trying not to doodle this month, remember? So we'll just do some blue here, and then I'll fix it a little bit. And then I'm gonna use those big fish tanks for my habits. I need 3 of them because I track 3 habits a month. If you've been with me, you know those 3 habits are drinking enough water, exercising, and getting enough sleep. Maybe one day I'll be successful. But I'm gonna track those again this month. Remember, you can just fix anything in your stamp with a pen and it looks fine. But yeah, so those are my 3. I'd love to hear what habits you've been tracking and if it's been successful during these crazy times, and any tips you have beyond a habit tracker to help you get in gear. Because I'm struggling, y'all. I'll just be real. I'm pretty good at water most days, exercise, meh, and sleep, it's hit or miss, really. So then I'm gonna add a little bit of color just in the sand for each of these, but I'm gonna draw a little fish in different colors for each day I hit my habit, like just fill it in like this, you know, maybe draw a black outline. So I guess that counts as a doodle, y'all. You could use a stamp, I just don't know how many will fit. And then for mood tracker, I'm following the same kind of theme here. I'm gonna use, instead of the blue, shades of blue, I'm gonna use those aqua markers I had been using. And again, I'm only using my Magic Fly markers for this whole layout, the whole month. So here I'm gonna use the darker aqua and then fill it in with the lighter and see. I'm gonna use the stamps for my mood tracker. So it'll be cute. Some people had been asking about like tracking different moods in one day. So I thought this fish was good because he has 3 different sections. So if you wanted to track a couple different moods through the day, you could do them in different colors. I kind of do my overall mood. Well, I have been doing my anxiety and depression. I'm gonna do kind of my overall mood this month, but I'm still gonna use, look, here's a baby fish too, so that they don't all look the same. The only drawback of a stamp is like it faces the way it faces. And also make sure you get 31 of them for August. But I am gonna rate my mood with numbers. You know I like to use the numbers. The like 1 to 2 would be really mellow day. So here I'm gonna make the key down here. And like 3 to 4, it's a pretty good day. 5 to 6, you know, would be kind of, oh yeah, guys, look, bubbles. Bubbles for the key, right? To color in. And then all the way up like a 9-10 day would be intense. Not a great day. I think that's what I'm gonna try and see how that works just for my overall mood. And I'm gonna use different colors here. So my fish in theory, well, in theory, my fish would all be really similar colors because I'd have really chill days. But I'll be real with y'all. The fish are gonna be a variety of colors. So I'm gonna use purple, blue. I'm gonna kind of use like a reverse rainbow. And I think I'm gonna use like purple for the lower numbers, like chill. And then pink and orange would be more intense, right? warmer colors. Although I really like pink. But anyways, I'll be real with you. My fish are gonna be multicolored. It's just, that's my life right now. So here is my August journal made with one stamp set. I hope you like it. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want more, and y'all, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns, and I hope y'all are having a good summer and have a great August. Talk to y'all soon.